We're here on Clubhouse. This is Fade Planet versus Evolution. This is the losers bracket for Group B, for those of you just tuning in. The next match after this will be the winners bracket for Group B, which will be Lunatech versus Vision for anyone who is tuning in for that. Stick around for that. We'll see how long this one takes. We are going to start here on Clubhouse, a map we've seen quite a few times. So it should be interesting as usual. Both these teams having, I assume, practiced a bit, trying to come up from the losers bracket, do a little bit of damage here on each other. Of course, we got Panda bring in the Glaz. No surprise there to see a Glaz. No Montaigne, though. And, of course, we are going to be going down to the Church Arsenal Room basement. Capital going to be coming out here. Something that is not as common as it used to be. It used to be there to attack from the stockroom hatch down into the blue utility tunnel onto the utility generator. But without the grenades, not as useful. Still, though, that fire very good for pulling people out from behind that. So that's what we may see sort of from that from Shane. Now, Fade is a team, for those of you who did not hear it earlier, that used to be Hivemind in the earlier brackets. So they have signed to a different organization. They are now Fade Planet. And please let me know if my mic volume and the game sound volume are a decent balance. There's a 4-minute delay, however, so I will not know about it for 4 minutes, but it will help to make adjustments. As some people have said that the game sound in previous times was a little bit too loud or too quiet compared to the microphone volume, as well as microphone volume and things like making sure you're not hearing the room and things like that. So any feedback helps on that. Now we've got Raptor here playing as a Pulse. He's actually going to go hang out by the construction tunnel, see if anyone's going to push that side. It is good to do that early on to get some idea whether or not they're going to push that. But we've already got Sway getting a nice kill. They're peeking up as Jaeger. That's a good start for them. He's going to return back to site now. And they've opened up, interestingly, like a lot of the top of that hall, or the hall wall there, to be able to jump up through. And now Sway waiting to see if he can catch anyone pushing down through the garage. No one doing so just yet. Panda coming in a bit slow. They're all pushing a bit slow here in terms of getting in, doing the droning first to make sure that they know it's clear of any more rumors, especially after losing Viper that early to the Jaeger. That's definitely going to be a problem for them. See them still pushing pretty heavily here, opening doors and things like that. We have Raptor, though, looking to see if we can catch anyone in the kitchen. No one in the kitchen just yet. If they're smart, of course, that means Intox will be opening the hatch from the window. Whether they run through the Shane, just double checking that there's nothing going on in the room. They may or may not have a camera in there, which is even better than just using Pulse, especially for catching people. Looks like Panda already pushing down pretty heavily with the Glaz, trying to see if he can catch anyone in the hallway. Opening that, well, no castle, well, they're just opening the wooden barricade as fast as possible with that gun. Panda going to do a little droning now instead. Looks like they also have Pulse watching that hallway instead, just to see, as there's no one pushing from above. Although LB takes down one, that is the Sledge taking down Raptor there. Pulse actually taking down from a nice angle from the hallway. Get used to that Sledge, bringing that instead of the Buck, and that is going to be a problem. That's the problem with playing that Pulse, though, of course, is you're so focused on watching a heartbeat sensor, it's easy to get caught on a flank because you're not watching with your gun. LB doing some droning of the site now to see if he can find where the rest of the defenders are sitting. Does catch Joseph in the dirt tunnel, and that's going to be very helpful for them because that dirt tunnel flank being very problematic for a lot of teams. That grenade taking a second to go off there. It was not cooked. Looks like it might have just been for barbed wire. We've got Intox pushing down into the actual Memorial. Does take a bunch of shots there. Manages to down one on Minty Milk and do quite a bit of damage onto Jaeger before getting downed himself. Not finished off here by Sway just yet, who was focused on Panda first. Takes them both down. It is now down to a 2v3. The attackers add a bit of a disadvantage here. C4 going to come out there potentially. Shane takes down Joseph in the meantime. The C4 from Euphoria doesn't quite catch him. It is now a 1v2. Looks like LB trying to figure out where the defenders are at before he makes his push in. But it's not going to be easy. However, the diffuser has been planted, so he's just watching that at the moment. Oh, and they both get caught off guard by LB, who does force them out trying to get that diffuser. That's a nice, close win there. It looked like a 2-for-1 at that point. So well done by LB, managing to clutch that round for the attackers, and that is one now on the board for Evolution. It's Fade now going to be able to play on attack, so we'll see if they're able to attack just as well. Usually this is a bit more defender focused in terms of having the advantages, but it all depends on how you play it and whether or not you let those picks get off easily. It was a nice start for them, though. Sway getting that early pick as a roam and then roaming back downstairs, but then getting caught off guard with the pulse and the rest of the team just kind of falling bit by bit, as well as getting droned in that utility tunnel, or dirt tunnel rather. Seemed to kind of backfire. We do have a buck getting brought out this time, so they are going to be able to open up the floor without having to use sledge, although they are bringing a sledge. So that's going to be double grenades there. Glaz as well coming out from the Fade guys, and we are also seeing a pulse on the defenders. They're bringing one thing slightly different. They are going to bring a castle. Castle up some of those doors and walls. Looks like we're going to get some batteries on here on the church wall as well. Try and stop any kind of push from that side. They are not bringing a thermite to try and open that. You see Panda reinforcing some of these hatches. Not quite too late, but he isn't a 3-speed to get back down, so. Viper there going to be doing some help with that now that he's got his batteries downstairs. See what the attackers look like. They're going to push. Probably not going to push from the dirt tunnel, as they did not bring a thermite, as I mentioned earlier. So we'll see. They're just going to be doing some clearing of the rooms. Their drones first. Looks like Raptor might go to open this hatch pretty quickly. A lot of times you got to do it upside down, exactly like you're seeing there. So that is a good angle to do it from. Just make sure you don't get caught too off guard. And as that hatch opened early, luckily no glitches or anything on that. Just the additional folks coming out now. As walls are getting open, Minty Milk trying to push his way in as well. They are a little cautious of roamers since they played that roam themselves on the stairwell. They're a little worried about anyone pushing up from those stairs and trying to get a quick pick. Pan, in the meantime, watching his heartbeat sensor, trying to catch anyone who could come into that kitchen. As they do have a buck, it is very likely that he will potentially catch him off guard if Buck stands still for too long. Looks like he's standing just off to the side there, and he's going to put... There we go. If he triggered it at that moment, he would have caught him, and now he lost track of him, waiting for that opportunity to get back. You can't necessarily switch it as fast as Pulse used to be able to, so it's a little more difficult. But the shots did come out instead, and the kill comes out with a nice headshot, potentially through the floor there. Unfortunately, he can't pick his C4 back up, but he will hold on to it just in case he gets another chance. Minty Milk, in the meantime, starting to push down into the entrance of the hallway, as it is typical to do. Looks like two in dirt tunnel here, or utility tunnel, trying to stay back in case they need to, with Intox working the church side. All droned out there. It's going to hurt them. Good use of the breach charges from Minty Milk, opening up those castle doors. Shots come down here, but they actually don't land well enough onto Intox. He barely takes any damage before taking Minty Milk down. Now he's trying to hold an angle on anyone pushing from the utility tunnel. In the meantime, Sway takes down Panda, though. That is that pulse down. Shane managing to get into a gunfight up the hatch as well. See if he can catch anyone up there. No C4 going to go off now from the pulses. He is dead. In the meantime, Raptor takes down Intox, but there's a trade there. Viper taking down Euphoria. Viper does get taken down by Raptor, though. That was a nice kill on his part as he is pushing cleanly into Memorial here. He's going to start flashing, or yeah, flashing out. Try and get some progress into the room here, but he's a little bit behind. Buck, in the meantime, still working from the floors here, trying to fight down into the actual room through the hatch. Castle here just waiting the right moment. EVO just takes Raptor's head off. That is the diffuser down in Memorial now. It is all up to Buck to try and get down in there and actually plant it. He still has 20 seconds left, but it's not going to be easy as he's got to find two at full health. LB holding by one of the bombs in Memorial here. Shane holding down by the other, and he's going to get him with mid-drop. Shoots his face as he's falling. And fall indeed. That is another point on the board for EVO, holding a nice solid defense. That does mean, of course, though, that the next defensive round for them, they're going to have to go up to the bar, stockroom, so we'll see what that holds in store. But in the meantime, it does mean Fade can go back down to the basement, as they did not win it, so they will be doing so. And we'll see if they can defend it better this time. They are going to be having to defend it slightly different, though. No, we were going to see Montaigne push for a second there, but it looks like Shane changed his mind. We're going to go back to basically the same attack lineup as before. It did work last time, so I would imagine there's no reason to change it. Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs. Let's see how they're setting this up here. I imagine they're going to have to make some changes on how they set this up, or at least how they play it. out of it last time. I'm curious if Sway's going to go for his rotate up the stairs to try and do that little peek out before he gets back to sight this time or not. Getting those reinforcements and cameras up as quick as possible here. Definitely some of the slower operators doing these hatches, though. It's always a little bit risky unless you're doing it right away, and then you can do the rest of your setup downstairs afterwards. Hopefully they even get this bar hatch here. Raptor's going to be a bit slow getting back down, so hopefully no problem there. A lot of this wall getting open here by just a crawl hole on both sides there, as well as the ability to try and cover the utility tunnel from inside the church then. Shots coming down from Panda already on that glass. He's going to switch to the droning though. We'll see Viper going over here. He is the one who got taken out last time by Sway. Sway is there to try and catch him again, potentially. Let's see, taking pre-fire shots out, but I think he's going to rotate back. Nope. He wants to play this fast and loose here. Might have got spotted a little bit by Viper through those boxes. Now that he's done, though, he's going to rotate back to site. And that's going to force them to drone a little more heavily, though, to make sure that they're prepared to push in. So time well spent either way. He's got plenty of ammo left. Looks like he's pretty antsy. Sway definitely swaying plenty here. He's ready to get some killing going here. Playing that 3-speed to a T. LB in the meantime clearing the club side and then just sledging his way through. He's going to start pushing towards the stairwell here. He's going to be the one to lead the way and open up some of this floor. A lot of floor being opened up here. Not finding anyone just yet, but he will be there to need that barbed wire if he needs to after taking out that ADS, which he will do now with a little bit of cooking. And now this hatch is going to start to get open. Going to have to watch out here. There is no pulse this time to try and catch him off guard, though, as it didn't work out quite too well for them last time. So not going to have as easy a time trying to take out anyone working the kitchen. Even they know that, this is going to actually be a little bit easier for them to hold this. Now, in the meantime, Panda pushing his way down in the hallway again. Drone is a bit far for him to do much with. Viper a little bit worried about someone coming up from behind, covering their rear. He's trying to find Raptor here, though, if he can. The shots are giving away the position as well as his legs sticking out. See if Raptor can manage to hold it. He's got to be a little worried. Looks like every time Viper going to try and open the wall here, potentially try and clear him out. He almost sees Raptor for a second there. He's up. There's his elbow. Still not landing enough shots here. Both of them really trying to jockey for position. Looks like Raptor easily taken down, though, from the other side. Nice angle there from Panda. Just about finishes off Milk, but isn't it? While he's trying to pistol him down, Sway trades it. Now he's got to fight Intox here. Pre-fire almost works there. He backs off, though. You see how antsy he is. Works with pre-fire, almost works again. Intox, though, in the meantime, finishes off his Milk. Shots, the pre-fire tries to come down on his feet. In the meantime, Shane takes down Euphoria with the fires. Intox takes down Sway. Joseph trades it on to Viper. It is now down to a 2v1, and Joseph takes down the second one. He's now got to find LB, who's planted the diffuser in Arsenal. With the diffuser down now, he's going to have to try and catch LB off guard. We saw what happened last time LB was in this position. He managed to work it just fine. Shots come down through the shelf there. I like the way Joseph's using this in between here to guard, but LB has changed positions. That smoke covered it up a little bit, and there's a nice, easy finish there. The shotgun from Joseph. Fade finally going to get a point on the board here as they managed to defuse it just in time. Was close, though. LB might have been able to clutch that had he been able to at least play back and forth a little bit better without getting spotted. I like the way the smoke was actually used to cover his positioning just a little bit. So it is now a 2-1. Apparently made 2 Milk 8 at Krispy Kreme today, so that must be why they were able to take that round. What's up, Shada? Thanks for tuning in, man. I know it's a little late for you over in Finland, so thanks for tuning in, buddy. Now we are going to go up to bar stock room, as I mentioned, because they successfully defended downstairs last time. So looks like they're still trying to decide on operators a little bit, but will be a bit different lineup in that they are going to be having to defend the upstairs differently than they defend the downstairs. Definitely not going to go with the pulse this time. That would not be as useful, but you do need a smoke to be able to help defend against this pool table or the stock room. Both of those could be pushed easily, but not going to be bringing in Montaigne, though. It doesn't suggest that they're going for the stock room. So we do have a Thatcher, so we could see a glass play from the pool side, potentially. They're going to go with a double window here. Try and see. They're definitely setting up to defend the stockroom. So if the push comes from the other side, they're really not going to be expecting it. And the thermite here does suggest to me that that's the way they want to come from. You even see Sway droning it here. So this could be an interesting attack that they may not be prepared for. In fact, they've got this barricaded off and may actually work against them. Well, the shield here as well, not going to do a whole lot against the Glaz if it's set up to see across to the doorway. This may really catch them off guard. I like this attack against a defense that's been so prepared for Montaigne pushes in the stockroom and not being prepared to defend something else. That's what happens when the meta is kind of somewhat established and you play against it with more of an older meta that used to be a Blackbeard push from the pool room. However, Raptor is pushing this garage side here. It's a little bit confusing in that they brought the diffuser over to what is the stockroom side essentially. And there is the thermite going for the opening of the pool wall as we predicted. Not sure why Glaz is not over there just yet. Looks like he's still pushing from the garage side. I would think this would make a lot more sense to have Glaz do it, but Crossfire could help. And Talk's going to be the one to try and defend this if he has to, but he's more worried about the stairs than he is worried about the pool wall at the moment. Looks like they are taking control of the top floor though. Minty Milk pushing it heavily. That is going to make it a lot easier for them to control this entire thing. Not sure what Raptor's doing up here though, doing some droning, perhaps to help his teammate upstairs. Yeah, he is going to go for a push upstairs. They do want to take full control of top floor. That is the way you want to defend from anyone defusing the diffuser planted on pool. And there's EVO taking down Minty Milk, but it is traded by Raptor here onto EVO. So that was a nice trade back and forth. They did get this open. It's a bummer to lose a little bit of control of the top floor, but now that they've got that hatch open to fight down from, it'll be a lot easier trying to control this site. In the meantime, E4 is still doing a lot of droning. Probably not the best use of Glaz at the moment, though. Making sure no one's going to push around from cash room. Looks like we've got some Sway double checking that it's clear on the pool table. So we could see Raptor come around here for a plant. Looks like he's going to. Now the smoke is going to be the one to try and defend against this. Shane's got to help hold this as long as possible once they know a plant is about to come down. Looks like they've all rotated to kind of defend the other side now that they know a push is coming from that side. We do still have Viper, though, watching the stockroom and garage side just to be sure, especially anyone pushing down from the cash room. They are all pushing pool table, and that is Panda taking down one, though. Lost quite a bit of health himself, but he did take down Sway. Anytime before he gets one, nope, two on Shane and Panda. Now the smoke is gone. It's all on Intox who gets downed, and Viper going to have to try and clutch this against three with the diffuser already down. Probably not going to happen here, but he is sure going to try. Doesn't matter, though. Euphoria for a third kill from that Glaz. Nice angle there. Well played. He just peeks his way right into the Glaz sights. And I think that was a good strategy overall. Really well taken advantage of how the defenders were going to be setting up, and they knew that. Giving a second point to Fade here, actually starting to make a bit of a comeback. However, they are now going to have to defend upstairs as they successfully defended their last one downstairs. So hopefully they can defend it as well as they just attacked it. We are going to see Monte push. Unfortunately, Viper drops there. So since it is within 15 seconds here, we're going to go ahead and rehost for that. So we're just going to get the EVO guys to leave here. It looks like wire crashed, so that is unfortunate for Viper. So we're just going to get all of the EVO guys to back out so we can rehost this easily. Hopefully we can get them all back in. Sometimes there are lobby bugs in terms of getting people back into a lobby after a game. So if there is so, we may need to recreate the lobby, but we'll try and get them all in as quick as possible here. Unfortunately, with the wire crash, that does mean that he's going to have to restart and probably send his data again. So it may take just a moment to get all of them back in. But it is 2-2, bar stockroom defense here from Fade. A little bit of a scoreboard preview there. We didn't take a look at the scoreboard earlier, so Minty doing a lot of assisting, not a whole lot of finishing. But hey, it's working for the team as they are making a comeback here. So definitely not playing plain, that's for sure. So we will try and get Panda in at least here. Make sure that that works. If that does not, we'll need to recreate the lobby. So I'll just give him just a second. Yes, it looks like it's working. Cool. So we'll get them to get the rest of their guys in. Show the music back on for a second while we just wait for the rest of the guys to get in. In the meantime, shout out to everyone though who is tuning in so far. Slowly building up the viewer count here. Make sure to let everyone else know about this so they can tune in live. Obviously, there will be VODs afterwards for anything you missed. But in the meantime, check it out live. Get everyone in. So I will adjust the scoreboard up top. Looks like we don't have to switch sides, which is good. In the meantime, though, I will update the scoreboard to reflect the 2-2. Hopefully, make sure that updates correctly. And then I will throw that music on for just a second while we wait for these guys to get cracking again. Okay, it looks like we're all ready to get going again here. So, boom. Clubhouse 2-2. Fade defending bar. Alrighty. So I don't know if that timeout will make a difference, but LB apparently had his headphones on backwards, so hearing everything opposite probably not helping EVO, so maybe they'll do a little better this round. Looks like interesting. Raptor's going to bring the Echo drone. That is a good one to help defend against that pool table, or even the stock room as well, especially with that Montaigne push coming here from Shane. So I'd say this is a pretty predictable stockroom push from the looks of it, depending on their lineup. However, we have seen some Montaigne pushes onto the pool door, which have worked somewhat. So they will have to adjust for that if that's the case. However, with an Echo and a Smoke, they definitely have a lot of defendability to try and stop the kind of push from either side from Montaigne. I can see Minty doing some batteries on that wall, trying to prevent the push from that side, but no one really setting up this projector wall just yet. Definitely not going to be the same setup as it was for the team or the EVO guys. Joseph opening up the bottom of it here. Looks like we're going to get a camera outside. Definitely needed Euphoria getting that camera up in the last second, as that is going to be what's going to tell them how they're playing outside of that room. Maybe they can even jump out one of these windows here. They have not prepared to do so just yet, though. There's Shane definitely giving us a big, huge clue here which side they're going to be pushing. Shane already up at the door. Joseph going to be the one to try and hold him off, potentially, with those smokes. Just to be clear for everyone who doesn't know, this is Challenger League, which is essentially the semi-pro league and the way that you are going to qualify for Pro League in the future. So the teams that you are seeing are trying to fight their way towards qualifying for next season's Pro League. Looks like Joseph just trying to hold this angle here as best he can. Just waiting for that opportunity. We do have that camera outside, though, that is being checked. Looks like Euphoria could go for a flank, especially from garage, if they are able to get up that garage without it being claymored, which some teams smartly do. We hear the Echo drone as well. We could see that. Yep, that is there, prepared. It doesn't look like it hit that Montaigne, though. Let's see. We can't necessarily see if he's drunk sometimes, though. So it's hard to be sure, but that drone clearly given away there. They know the positioning of it now if you can tell it out to anyone else. I'll have to explain how the bracket Pro League qualification stuff works after this match here, as we just kind of focus on it going on. And there's the diffuser going on, but LB taking down one. That is a nice start for Sludge taking down that Smoke. That is going to be a huge, huge boon to them. They're going to need this Echo then to try and defend as long as possible. He is stopping that plant quite a bit, but now he's got to get off of his little wristwatch there and his Roomba drone to try and push against them. But no, it looks like we've got Minty trying to hold them off as long as he can here. He's got to try and find one behind it. That is the Montaigne's shield dropping every time that he gets hit with the Roomba, but it is not timed well. Oh, there we go, though. Minty taking down one as Euphoria takes down another. There's Intox gone, so it is now up to Glaz here to push behind. Deep Panda pulling out the Glaz behind. Oh, and there we go. Nicely done by Euphoria coming around from behind. He doesn't manage to get the second kill as that Montaigne drops his shield, but it doesn't matter as he gets dropped. Minty, though, finishing him off. Now he's not going to be a donut anymore as Raptor finishes off LB. And a nice win for Fade here, making a good comeback on a hard-to-defend site. So they're definitely on a roll now. 2 rounds in a row for them. So now EVO, having done their duty upstairs, is going to rotate downstairs. They did lose it as well, in contrast to Fade winning it. So Fade are looking a little bit stronger at the moment, winning the weaker bomb site. If they could just adjust their downstairs, which they have done, they are definitely on a roll for defense. Now they just got to get their offense intact. I mean, they did attack the upstairs, but it's a little bit harder than attacking the downstairs. So they just need to figure out what they're doing here. And we see adjustments coming out already with Joseph taking the fuse. And they're bringing a thermite. So this is definitely going to be played differently, although that's going to be a little more difficult on the hatches. So that does suggest to me that they could be going for a dirt push here. Not so concerned about the hatches, although with only 2 thermite charges, you definitely got to pick and choose which ones you need to open. So I would imagine we'd see potentially this one and then the wall onto the construction if they're going to go for that kind of push. Or they could go for the bar open. But going for the kitchen with a thermite is definitely risky, and I would think that they're probably not Although they have a buck, so they could open up a ton on the floor and might not need it unless they need to drop down it anyways. So we do have LB on the castle, so we could see him setting up some useful barricades here, trying to control where they can come from. Then he's going to open up the rotate holes instead for Shane to come through and rotate over there. Something we see sometimes, this nice cross thing. Yeah, I need to do the scoreboard covering thing that they do for Pro League. It's kind of a pain to set up, though. I just need to figure out a good way to do it. I have to update it every time. See LB pushing up a little aggressively with that castle, but then backing off. Looks like they are going for that construction push into the dirt tunnel that I mentioned earlier. So that's good. Joseph's going to be the one here working to try and open that up. Looks like Raptor's actually going to go for the push there. Panda's going to be there to try and counter it. And the easy counter, that's why you don't use Thermite in the kitchen. Unfortunately, he doesn't trigger it before he dies. That was going to be an easy win there. There should have been a buck in there trying to do some work for him to help stop that. Interestingly, Viper on a recruit here. Not sure why I didn't notice that before. I'm not sure if that was an accident. He was just not paying attention or not. But Joseph gets one with the fuse charge already. That's a nice start for him. He's going to be trying to hang out a little bit on there. The C4 did get at least baited out by Thermite. It is not a C4 that's going to bother him. This is going to help the push, though. Panda already low on health. Going to be pushed on by this glass here. But he's watching. His range not quite enough to see that Euphoria is over there. See Euphoria can catch him first, though. A lot of smoke's coming out. Now, Panda's got to know this. He's using the Herbie Sensor to try and figure it out. He's ready there, but the yellow is going to give him away. Not enough to give him an angle, but he pushes in pretty brazenly. Doesn't see him just to his right. Smoke not really working out for him, but he's going to take down LB. If he could catch it, but Panda gets taken down by Minty before he gets traded off, though, by Intox from the actual church side. We'll see if Viper can do anything. Nope, Minty's going to take him down. It's now a 3v1. Intox, the last man left standing here, just trying to watch this one side. He's not in a good position. He's actually going to get shot from behind here just a second. And there goes Joseph with a nice kill after he set off all his fuse charges. A very strong attack there by Fade, coming back from being down in a 2-1, 3 rounds in a row now to make it a 4-2, sorry. It is now match point. Those adjusted scores there. So it is a 4-2, Fade at 4, EVO at 2. So it is match point. That means if Fade can win one of the next 2 rounds, they automatically win this map, and we move on to the next map, which will be Border. If we somehow make it to third map, that will be Chalet. But Clubhouse and Border, we sure are seeing a lot of. Definitely in the meta this season. So we are going back down to Church, Arsenal. Now, Fade successfully defended this, as have EVO, and they both, I think, successfully... No, EVO's the one that successfully attacked this, I believe, against Fade, and it was still pretty close. So this is starting to look in Fade's favor, potentially, as they are now on the favorable bomb side as well. Attacker's still going to be bringing that Glaz and that Capitao, which has not worked out perfect just yet. You have one rotate hole, but not doing the double rotate hole thing that we saw with the castle last time. Getting their barbed wire set up now as the drones are coming out still. Before getting some cameras set up and then getting those reinforcements on the hatches done, which they now have finished. We're going to see Raptor with a late rotate back. See if we're going to see Sway. It looks like we're going to see Sway potentially going for his peaks, but a little bit different one this time. So this is a little bit risky because that looks like it's set up for a jump out, which he is not hopefully going to be using because that's way too risky. This is going to be peeking against the Glaz potentially here, but Panda was busy on his drone, did not catch Sway peeking. That drone might have, though, from Viper. Still Sway waiting, though. This drone from Panda, though, going to catch him. He's going to have to rotate back, or is he going to stick it? Nope, he's going to push back and forth here. Looks like another drone going to follow it up here. At least he's killing a lot of drones. If nothing else, that is going to reduce their drone count. Looks like LB opening up the floor, which has worked out pretty well for them in the past, but they're smart. They could catch him off guard. They do not have a... ooh, Astronaut Milner. They do not have a C4. Or at least they don't have the pulse, sorry. They might have C4 on one of the operators there. Let's see what we got. Bandit brought one? Nope. No. Yeah. And nope. Oh, we have one C4 could be used here that has not been used just yet. Looks like he's waiting for the opportunity here. He does have a camera in the kitchen, though, to try and catch that sledge, if he can. See Panda move to the hallway as usual from what we've seen from him. Hopefully Joseph doesn't peek out too far there. Looks like Panda's waiting for that. He's going to open up some of that wall potentially, give himself an angle more into their Arsenal side. So we've got Shane going around here trying to find an angle. Diffuser's still hanging out. Looks like they're not quite sure how to make this push forward just yet. Just looking for any picks they can get early. Getting a lot, though, as it is still 5v5 with a minute 15 left. Not terrible for either team to be in this position just yet. But they do need to make a bit more progress. Panda's still holding his angle with this glass. They need to do a bit more of a pinch, but Minty kind of giving his position away. Nice distraction there, giving Euphoria the chance to rotate around. He's got to be getting set up for that C4 potentially here. He has not used it yet, and he's got a camera in there, but it looks like the pipe might be actually covering up Shane's position. So that makes it a little bit harder. He's going to have to watch it, though. He may even want to go for a pre-planted C4, but Shane getting lucky on his positioning. That is going to be LB, though, giving away his position. And the C4 is going to come out here and blows up, takes him down as Raptor takes down Intox. This is starting to look extremely in Fade's favor here. Meantime, Minty almost getting pinned down. There we go. The shots come down through the shelf there, but it is not enough to kill him. Suede going to walk around here for an easy kill from him as Viper takes down Raptor, though. Viper is very low on health running through those tunnels as he gets taken down by Minty. Shane takes down, looks like Euphoria. It is all down to him, though, to find and fight them all, but Fade takes it. And that is GG for map 1. Nicely done. Fade going from a slow start to a strong finish with that 4-2. So well played from those guys. So we will get one of the teams to back out. Okay. Intox has to come in last anyways. So we'll just make sure. I'm glad they're actually behaving today and making sure to do it correctly. We have this problem a lot where we have to get way too many people back in. All you need is one team to leave and it will essentially end the match because there's no opponents. And then we can restart the lobby as we did earlier. So I will update the scoreboard. Now we don't need the +2 anymore as they won the map fair and square, but they do need the 1 score for successfully winning. We will have to double check sides though, make sure the sides will be correct. We have to switch the overlay around. So nicely done, Fade. This is a team I think that was not considered super great in the qualifiers, but I think they've really stepped it up. Nice, 4 rounds in a row. That's how you make a comeback there. Or I guess it's, yeah, 4 rounds in a row. Nicely done. So now we will be going to border. And then potentially coastline, or not coastline, but a chalet if EVO can make a comeback here on this map. Okay, looks like they want to switch sides, so we will switch the overlay here. Way to make it hard for me, guys. So, particular here. Alright, so. All swapped around. Hopefully it updates correctly. Every once in a while this overlay system does not update well. I think everyone's ready. And as soon as we get Intox in here, we'll be good to go. See if those logos swapped around. Okay, cool. We're good. Alright, here we go. Border. Map number 2. So we got 1 win on the board for Fade. Looking strong. Let's see if they can carry this momentum forward. Or if EVO can make the comeback they need to. So we'll see if they can make some interesting plays here. They're of course going to be going Armory Lockers Archives for the first start. No Montaigne coming out, but a Glaz coming out. Interesting with the Thermite suggests that they're going to either push the office's wall or they're going to push on the typical A wall attack. Defender's going to be a little more set up. We could see LB with that roam downstairs on the pulse, which I believe we have seen from him before. Took a second to get loaded in there. Hopefully LB's headset's still on the correct side. Try and help them make this comeback. Can't blame that anymore. Set up. Opening up some hatches at the very least. Good on them for at least reinforcing the side. Don't want to leave that open. So they spoiled the lack of a comeback early. I realized the round wasn't done yet. There we go. Spoiled about 20 seconds early. Let's get that 4-minute delay. So we'll get the batteries up on this wall a little bit late here. Viper still trying to reinforce. A little bit of barbed wire for his team. Drop barbed wire instead of C4. That is a bold choice, especially when he only gets 2 wire. I don't know if that was really worth it. We'll see how LB can play this. Obviously not going to do a whole lot from below then. Shout out to Uncle Moist. Hey, buddy. Always good to see you. Joseph is going around with Minty here to try and clear this east stairwell first. Does look like they could be going for an opposite push here as they've got Thermite on this side. No bandit batteries left to try and electrify this. Opening up that window there. They're definitely going to be pushing on the side. We'll see if Shane can hold this off once that wall gets open here. He's definitely setting up, but if he's on his cameras, when that goes off, he's not going to hear it. But it looks like they're waiting for a second. They do have a Thatcher at least to make sure. They probably already used it. Pre-fire coming out here from Raptor. That was a little risky though. If he got his headshot off there, he would be able to trigger his thermite charge. Hopefully it'll work out here for Shane, who drops just in time to avoid being shot. Nice timing there. Looks like Minty pushing in pretty aggressive though, and he switches to his drones to catch his Panda out. He's ready to try and make a peek here. There's a nice shot there. Good drop shot from Panda, utilizing his shield a little bit as well. Has one down. Now, of course, he's got the window to see the rest of them, so he's got some idea what's going on with the offices at the moment, so this is working out well in their favor. Raptor trying to push his way, and he's about to get peeked in by Panda, who takes him down very low and helps him quite finish the job. The wallbang's actually just narrowly missing him. Comes back for repeat, though. EVO takes down Raptor. Or, I mean, LB takes down Raptor, and then finishes off Sway. LB's on a roll here with that pulse. He's trying to get pinched back, though, a little bit. Trying to take shots here. Just about hits Euphoria, who rotates around. Now, it looks like LB actually going to be the one to rotate around. Now, it is all down to 2 attackers here. Euphoria, and it looks like Joseph. Trying to find some kind of angle on these guys. Now, they are rotating outside on him, and he looks away just at the last second as Panda, utilizing that window again, takes advantage of it to get him. Now, they all know where Euphoria is at for an easy kill from Viper. And that is a good first round for EVO. Trying to make a comeback from that last map loss. Gets it mid-swing. Oh, now on the way back for the repeak. Nicely done holding that angle. So, now of course we're going to go Armory Lockers Archives. We'll see if we're going to see a Montaigne or a different strat here from, there we go, we're going to see a Montaigne from the EVO side. Seen some good work from these 3 already. No kills there, though. That was a 5-man solid defense from EVO. So hopefully Fade are going to get some kills on the board here this round. Looks like they're going to be doing a fairly similar setup in terms of their defense. The question is, where's the Montaigne going to push? We have seen some Montaignes pushing this A wall, and then Montaignes also using the push onto this B door here for a plant. Or not that one. There we go, right there, that B door. A little bit of late sweater. Looks like Joseph's setting up to potentially be able to throw smoke or C4 over the wall there. Shane looking like he's got his drone inside the security office, which suggests to me that they want to take the A side and that Montaigne may be pushing on that side. Okay, they didn't bring a thermite though, which does mean they're going to have to use a couple of X-Gyros to be able to open up enough of the wall for him to walk through, especially non-crouched. Minty getting his batteries up. Let's see how many he has left. He does have 0 left, so that means he used the 2 elsewhere. They did not reinforce this wall. You'd think after being the ones to attack it, they would be the ones to reinforce as well. That seems like a bit of a missed opportunity. Not sure where the other batteries got put. Here, Panda opening stuff up already. Trying to take control of the security office. EVO, LB taking down Sway. Nicely done. Good start again. He's got the sledge play down now that the headphones are on, right? Shane way across the map. Is this flank here coming? Nice shot onto Minty as he peeks around the hallway there. Now the glass coming to back him up. And the compliments coming out from Minty on the nice shot. As this wall's going to get opened up pretty easily once they're ready to push this hallway here. But he's a little worried about the flank, and that is a window similar to what he just used himself. Euphoria just looking straight at him. He's going to actually rotate around for a kill, potentially. Joseph trying to hold an angle with him as well. They are down both their Bandit and their Jaeger, so they're both down their 3-speed flankers. This is not a good position to be in. Got Raptor trying to hold an angle here as well. Panda just watching this, and then there is the push on the A side here. They need to clear out some of this barbed wire, though. Otherwise, it's going to be a very slow push indeed, and that wall is not reinforced there. So that's some of the barbed wire going down. They've got a little bit more to clear, though. In the meantime, though, Panda clears down Raptor, and it is now a 2v5. EVO looking like this is their map so far. So trying to find an angle in. The smokes are going to come out to give him the ability to push it now, as Shane pushes into Joseph, who does have 2 smokes left to try and hold it back. There goes 1 to try and push the Montaigne back out. Flashbang's flashed himself, so he can't actually push in safely at the moment, because he can't even see that there's smoke there. In the meantime, Panda, with some potential shots here that he's missing on Euphoria, does see a little bit of yellow there as well, but he's a little more concerned about Euphoria at the moment. Smoke. Find some kind of angle. In the meantime, Euphoria takes down Viper, though. That was a good kill for him. LB takes down his teammate, Shane, but in the meantime manages to get Joseph, so that was worth it, but fell down his glass here. Who gets taken down by Euphoria. He's pushing on for another kill, but he's a little low on ammo. He's going to have to go for the reload while they plant the diffuser. It is 1v2. This clutch could happen. It was a 2v5. Now it is a 1v2. So that got turned around fairly quickly here, but he's got to play smart. Peek, nice bait with that shot, but he's going to be low on ammo here. He needs to reload. Intoc's going to be trying to hold an angle on the diffuser, but he's actually looking away a little too much, trying to not expose himself. But he knows that he has to be exposed to hit that diffuser. He's got to kill Intox here. He's got to bait him out. He's using up a lot of ammo doing so, though. And he's going to have to go for a knife at the best, but he doesn't make the shot there. Intox with a quick whip around with the SMG takes him down, and that is EVO winning yet another round. That is 2-0, but that was just a very close match here. SMGs versus each other there, just barely missing his shots. Very close. So, I do suspect we could see a comeback again from Fade, which we did see last map. Just got to get their bearings here, try and get some kills going. I did like the quick turnaround. Euphoria, the one to just turn it all around into a 2v5 or a 2v2, and then eventually a 1v2. So the rest of the team, though, got to step it up a little bit. Yes, the pro tip to put your headphones on the correct side definitely does help. As you can see from LB with 5 kills there now. So definitely making that count. So we'll see if Fade can make that comeback that they desperately need. They are still only at 2 points down, though. That is plenty of room, but now EVO having one upstairs are going to have to go down to the typical second bomb site, which is the ventilation room workshop. Setting up. Looks like they're not going to open up a rotate hole into bathroom, which is surprising considering they are bringing a castle. Usually that's when you want to use a rotate hole there so you can castle up the bathroom if need be and provide yourself an extra flank. Now they got to at least open that. There we go. That's an important one because you need to be able to guard against this window push. I personally like to reinforce the one next to it to give myself a little bit extra protection for peeking it so they can't just wallbang next to it, but all about what they want to do. Now they got to play some people upstairs to defend this. They got Viper reinforcing this wall and he's going to put his batteries on it. They're actually bringing a mute from B Panda to try and stop them from being able to drone and clear the top floors easily. So hopefully that works out in their favor. They got the batteries for this wall, the mutes for the other walls. So we'll see where he's going to put these other Germans. Looks like he's already actually put all 4 down here. Going to do some last minute reinforcements. I mentioned LB has put up all his castles as well. Yep, he has. A lot of attack coming here for the A side as well as underneath. Now Minty could be the one to try and go in and shoot up underneath here, which he may do. Looks like he's a little worried about any peek coming out on him from attacking this. Now what I've seen from the smart teams is they don't even bother with the upstairs. They focus on attacking the downstairs with 5 men, and they're against 2 men on site. But Shane taking down Joseph already. That's a good start for him as Intox takes down Sway. It is looking very good for the attackers already, or defenders rather. Solid defense against this attack. Definitely playing it smart, and that is the diffuser already lost in the room. And we're gonna have one trying to get it back as LB takes down Euphoria and B Panda kills Raptor. It is all down to the last member of Fade here. Minty Milk trying to find 5. This map is not going in their favor at all. Looks like we're, from the way things are going, we're going to be seeing Chalet after all. We're already at 3-0, and we're seeing a lot of 5v1 situations here. Thanks for the host, Judge. So, Fade having some trouble. Minty with his 1 kill, not enough to bring that back. He'll be definitely doing much better this time, as is Panda and Intox. Shane and Viper doing a little bit of work as well. Everyone doing quite well. We are going to see that Montaigne push again onto the top floor from the EVO guys. Seems to have worked previously, so I would suspect that it may work yet again as at least a distraction, if nothing else, when the flanks come around, which is what we saw them do last time. So Fade have got to be a little more prepared for it. Losing their smoke was definitely a bit of a problem for them. See where these drones are going to go this time. A lot of drones on the east side. Shame the accidental type to his teammates. Joseph opening up the top of this wall again. A little bit late on the offense defense here. They've got this door open. Not sure if Minty's going to go for a peek or... No, looks like he's going to back off there. They probably should have reinforced this. They're not throwing cameras out. Not to have that door barricaded unless they were going to rush out for barbed wire. They didn't. Perhaps Minty forgot and used one of his barbed wires too early. Very meant to use for that. So they're going to put a battery on there as well. He has not batteried this wall yet. I'm not sure what that's all about. They are already pushing over onto the security office side. Working his way into the room. Like Panda working this angle here. Shooting across as best he can. Seems like a smart strategy. Euphoria trying to find some way to see him from there. Good to see that Battle Eye still catching people to this day. It doesn't pay to cheat. Unless you're making the cheats, then I guess it does. So Panda looking for an angle downstairs. I like the way he's using his window to see a good chunk of the map from up here. Especially since his ability to open walls is pretty strong, so he can find extra angles. LB doing some droning before he enters. Shane getting pushed back by this smoke. Let's see how many smokes there is left here. There's 2 left, so a minute 50 though. Baiting these out early is really working in their favor. They need to get Shane into the barbed wire before they throw a smoke. Otherwise, this is going to be a big fat waste of his last 2 smokes. There goes yet another one. Easy telegraph though. Does a little bit of damage to Shane, but he basically gave that away for free for the most part. So that is not what you want to do. Definitely taking control of the security office side. There goes the shield that was going to help him a little bit on those peaks. But he is waiting for the opportunity. It looks like Viper could be waiting for his opportunity as well to catch him on the peak, but he's got to be careful not to shoot Montaigne in the back, or Montana. Joseph's still waiting for his moment. He's only got 1 smoke left though, and this is his time. He needs to throw it now to stop and push back to Montaigne. He's not going to use it just yet. Looks like Montaigne's just going to be pushing in aggressively here. Nice shots though from Joseph onto Viper. He's taking 1 down. Shane just got to wait for the right moment to drop his shield if he has to. So Intox using that hole that they made to shoot through, take him down a bit low. So 1 smoke left, and there we go. Shane timing that perfectly to drop his shield. See if he can survive. As the push comes in here. Fade takes down another one though on Intox. Looks like they're actually doing quite well if they can get this. They can almost get the smoke back up with a grenade that was well cooked from LB. Catches him. Fade, Sway catches Shane in the meantime. It's all down to Panda. LB. Panda takes down Raptor. He's slowly rotating his way around as LB is going to try and catch a flank with him. Not quite finding what you said. Is now down to a 3v2. 20 seconds left for these attackers to get in. All they've got to do is stall this off. They don't have any more smoke to do so, but they've got plenty of firepower and some extra windows to help with the angles. So on this way doesn't get caught off guard here. It's like Pan is the one to get caught off guard, and then LB taken down by Minty. Fade with their first round on the board. It is now a 3v1. Could we see a comeback? Or are they just going to fade away into map number 3 on Chalet? So that feels good for them, at least. Euphoria and Minty. It looks like they're all doing a bit of work there on that round. Looks like we're going to need a rehost, unfortunately. So we just need the EVO guys to back out again. So it is now a 1v3. It is, let's see, on defender side for, or attacker side for Fade. So we don't need to switch that around. So they will have to, let's see, defend, I think the downstairs now. Thanks for the rehost, Carnage. So we will just need to get these other guys back in. So just throw in the music while we get them back in real quick. I'm not sure what happened. Might have been a wire crash again. We'll get cracking in just a second. Alright, looks like we're just waiting on one to get back in here. Just waiting for Intox. And here we go, back onto border. Alrighty. So fade back on the attack again. It is 3-1 in Evolution's favor, as you can see from the pluses at the top of the overlay. Looks like my internet connection is having a little bit of issues here. Hopefully you don't get too much dropout or anything. Just waiting for these guys to finish loading as well. And we'll get going back here on border. So, if EVO win 2 more rounds, it is on to map number 3. If Fade can make a comeback and take the map, they'll take the day as they won map number 1, which was Clubhouse for those of you just tuning in. So they're going to set up. Looks like they're definitely concerned with offices still, as they were previously. The attacker's not bringing a Montaigne or a Glaz this time, just strictly bringing in Blackbeard. I'm not sure I understand the point. This is a very old school setup. This is pretty much old border lineup as far as attackers. None of the new operators since then. Let's see how that works out. LB going to be actually taking an interesting flank position over here, roaming with that pulse. Let's see if that's able to work for him. Fortunately, it sounds like there's a bug already. Looks like Intox might have got stuck. Alright, looks like we're going to keep playing there. They decided that was okay. Just lost about 50% health. So avoid a rehost there. Did give a little bit of time though for LB to come on out and take down Joseph while they were concerned with that. Nice play on time there. Let's fade down their sledge. Let's see how the attack's going. They are going to try and put pressure onto the security room, but now they're a little concerned about LB. He's going to be looking to see if he can catch Raptor out. Does get caught by Sway's drone though. Can't seem to hit it either. And the shots come down for Raptor. Nice distraction, and he can't make that trade as LB goes down. Now there's a 1-for-1 on LB. Thermite ready to do his thing. He's lost a little bit of health, but batteries are going to go here, and there is no bandit there to get the buck. Oh, no, there is. Viper comes around quickly. Will he get that time? He does get the thermite charge in time. Now there's only 1 thermite charge left. They're going to have to time this a little bit better with that Thatcher this time, knowing that there is an active bandit here. And there it goes. That is going to definitely get it this time. Viper not ready to get that second charge. Hopefully they didn't need the other one for somewhere else, as they definitely do not have it now. Shane going for a long rotate here. Could come around on them. He is just waiting for that opportunity to do so. Hopefully he has some cameras to help him out with that as well. Still a 4v4 with a minute left. Raptor looking to see if he can catch anyone here. This is going to give away his position. Looks like Shane, though, not in a position to do anything as Raptor goes the other direction. Smokes have come out here. And he does have 2 smokes left, though, to try and delay this a little bit longer. Raptor, the one with the diffuser, going to have to try and hold carefully. Meantime, Viper trying to find some angles through the door. Firing off a lot of shots, just trying to at least hold them back in free fire. Going to roll on ammo soon, but it doesn't matter as he's killed by Minty. Is now starting to look in Fade's favor as I say that. Intox trades down Raptor. That is the diffuser down, but at least it's outside. Now, we've got one. We've got Sway pushing in. Nice easy kill, almost getting 2 there. There he goes, finishes off the second one. Is all down to Panda now to try and clutch this. Does almost get Sway, somehow can't finish the shots off as Sway gets a nice 3K there for the win. with Thatcher of all people. That nice L85 doing its justice. Raptor Minty got one as well. And Fade slowly coming back here, fading back into the scene with a 2-3. So it is getting closer. We did see Fade with a very strong comeback last map, so it's certainly not out of the question, but they just had not been playing great up until last few rounds here. So hopefully they're finding their stride. We're going to see the Montaigne back out from Shane. And a bucket as well. And that could be to attack from below. Or no, they're attacking from above. Sorry, that is Ventilation Room Workshop. Now they've got to take control of the top floor if they want to attack that way. As they are bringing a fuse, does indicate that they really want that top floor. And again, I said earlier, I think I've seen a lot better attacks when they just focus on the bottom floor and not worry too much about the top floor. Take advantage of the fact that it's usually 3 up top trying to hold it. And just straight up attack from both sides onto the downstairs where they just don't expect it because they're not as prepared to defend the downstairs from upstairs. We've got somewhat typical setup here. Let's see if they reinforce both sides. Last time, there we go. That's where you set up that castle barricade and then open up a rotate over here. That's what I was talking about previously that I believe it was EVO that wasn't doing. Reinforce the rest of the walls there. They're going to have, looks like probably 3 up top, but I'm just not sure who they're going to be as somebody rotate back down after they get their setups done. Panda, his drone getting caught out, not secure in the fountains like he hoped it would be. They do have their bandit up here, no mute from them. They're going to reinforce that hatch, surprisingly. It looks like they want to make sure that they can stay securely up there, but that could really backfire if they need to fire down into the site. So hopefully Euphoria knows what he's doing, playing in there like that. They're playing with 3 up top, 2 down. Odd to have the smoke down instead of up. Hopefully they know what they're doing here, as they can't afford to lose many more rounds. Got Sway on the roam as we've seen him do before. Could go for a peek here on Viper. Just waiting for the opportunity to get a good shot. Viper doing some droning from behind the AC. And almost with a Blackbeard spot, but there is no Blackbeard, of course. Now, I like the way he rotated around after that, as they know he's there, and he sees that open window. He's going to pre-fire on it. See if Panda's going to make his way over. Trying to work the east hallway. Meantime, Viper looking to see if Minty's going to actually get himself caught. Viper slowly pushing forward here. Sway not as prepared to counter it this time. And the wall's going to get open. Viper to get a nice angle into the site. Or the above the site, I guess, rather. Shane, in the meantime, trying to contest the A site from here. Viper takes down Euphoria. And that was a nice kill there on Minty, though, trying to stall this as long as he can. And the shots come down. I like the way he just killed Obi there and managed to knife Shane. Minty taking advantage of 3 speed, but Indox in the meantime takes him down for a nice trade. Viper here trying to work his way in. It is a 3v3 right now. Attacker slowly clearing out the floor. That does mean there's only potentially 1 left up here and the other 2 on site. Now it looks like he's rotated back down as well, so it is 3 downstairs. See if Sway's going to go for a rotate up. He's going to be the one to try and flank if he's going to, or if anyone's going to on the Fade side. Fade's doing okay here, bringing it down to even numbers and still only having a minute left. Does find a nice angle, but Panda gets Joseph with those fuse charges. It is still a 2v2, 49 seconds left. Now Sway's going to rotate back to site as he knows they're down 1 man on site. But those fuse charges can still also come down. I like the way he tried to pre-fire that hatch. But the fuse charges looks like are all done for. And Intox here with the diffuser is trying to suss out where everyone is left down on site so he can make a push down there. What's up, Eclipse? Mr. Echo. So Intox opening up some hatches here, but rotating around a different way can open up multiple hatches at once instead. Might have actually bugged there. Nope, it sounds like they blew. Now we'll see if Sway can try and hold this off as Raptor trying to hold an angle on this hatch as well. And 1 drops into his death as Intox taken down by Raptor. He was all down on Panda here. He's actually not even going to drop. He's just going to come around from the side. Nearly takes down Raptor, but he can't quite land any headshots. Raptor has an easy finish there and is now actually starting to look in Fade's favor as they're making a comeback streak here. It is now 3-3. Even score between these two, and we saw what that meant last time for Fade. So it seems like they figured out what they were doing wrong for the most part. Maybe all their headphones were on backwards, but they are starting to come back strong here. So it is definitely down to Sway, Raptor, and Minty doing a lot of work for their team. Also, some of the whiffed shots we're seeing from the EVO guys. So that is unfortunate for them. Again, if you look at the pluses minus up top, you can see it is 3-3. We did have to do some rehouse there for anyone just tuning in, like Mr. Eckel. Now they are defending the top floor again as they did their duty downstairs. And I believe they have not, or that they've lost this recently as well. So they're setting up a lot of defenses on this east side. They're bringing Castle this time, so we'll see where Castle does his thing. Sets up those Castle barricades. Bit of shots there on the drone. He's going to actually try and seal off the stairwell. That's probably a good idea. Definitely don't want them flicking around from that side. But of course, they are bringing a glass, so that'll be easy to open if he pushes from that side. Just a few glass shots in. But that will give away his position. So open up the hatch there so they can drop down. But they're actually putting the window on unreinforced. And I think that is a bit of a mistake, especially with the glass in play here. If they open up the wall, get a nice angle, and it's going to be easy to pin down that entire office. So I do think that was not a good idea. I mean, opening the side of it, or leaving the side of it unreinforced is fine, but unless they were short on reinforcements, that was definitely, I think, a potential big mistake here. But we'll see where Glass goes. Him already doing some shots on some walls, doing some shots with opening up some of the walls here. And looks like he's going to actually be pushing around from the Blackbeard side normally, from the AC window. I like how he's got this drone here to look up to the office. That's a very smart play by Euphoria, taking advantage of a nice angle, using their hatch against them. He really wants to wait for a good opportunity to try and wallbang through onto him. In the meantime, Raptor, though, going to be trying to help open up the wall. But we do have Viper behind there with the Bandit batteries. He still has 2 left in case those get Thatchered. Not sure what Thatchered. It looks like he's just doing some drudging. He needs to get to work here. There we go. That's going to get open. Joseph's going to try and open this now. See if Viper can catch fast enough. Viper going to be too slow. The floor being open is definitely going to be a big problem for him. That works really well in their favor thanks to Minty Milk. Some nice opening of that. Shot's going to come down here. Joseph going to do some droning now that he's got that wall open for his team. Glaz, in the meantime, still working angles from this side here. Not sure if he's catching anyone from that drone in the office through the hatch at the floor yet, but he's definitely trying to secure this side as strongly as he can for his team. Catch some people from behind. In the meantime, though, Intox takes down Raptor. So it's a nice kill for him as the smoke. He is trying to delay them as long as possible. He's 1 smoke already, got 2 left. Here's some people choking and puking a little bit on the smoke he did throw out, as smoking is bad for you. Keep in mind. Does take that drone down, but that is going to give away his position a little bit. Now, we'll see if Euphoria can actually play him well if he goes back into that office, which, again, they did not reinforce. There's another drone down, but it knows his position, and Euphoria going to try and take advantage of it, but he's going to give away his position. In the meantime, though, LB takes down Minty, and the attackers are slowly falling here. 55 seconds left, and they actually haven't made enough progress. However, looks like, could Euphoria get the shot? Now, Viper not getting his position away too much just yet. There we go. The shot's coming down on Shane, and Euphoria just needs to land the shots. Nice. Sway getting LB on a jump out there with that Claymore. That's really going to help turn things a little bit in their favor, but that was just Castle, not their strongest defender. Trying to find someone here. Sway trying to make his progress in. He's going to run through that smoke and just go straight onto Intox, but he gets traded back by B Panda. Just trying to push his way in through some smoke, but he gets taken down by Viper. It is all down to Euphoria here on this glass to push his way in against 3. Shane pretty low on health, with the C4 going to come out. He's actually going to swing around and get a kill on him, but now his position's given away. Low health, easy takedown with a shotgun by Pete Panda, taking it to match point here for Evolution, 4-3. Now, if EVO can win this next round, they will take the map and we will go on to Chalet. However, if Fade can win the next round, then we are going to go to overtime, and there is a chance we will not see map number 3. This is all down to this round to decide what the future may hold here for these 2 teams. Hopefully they can figure it out pretty quick here, because a lot of pressure is on here. This is the loser's bracket, and the last thing you want is to be completely eliminated from the Challenger League. You don't want to get dropped out, as I believe 7th and 8th will probably just get dropped out completely. What's up, Hellfire? How you doing, man? So we are going to see this Montaigne from Shane again. Last time that didn't end up working out is Minty managed to get him and his teammate with a nice knife and a shot there. So I've seen a lot of work come out from Sway there, especially last round. Even with the kill with the Claymore of all things. Now they are on the preferable defensive site, so hopefully they can secure this and bring it to overtime. But either way, they won the first map, and that's the important lead, assuming they can do well on Chalet. Wire coming out here for these guys, and we'll see if they secure this office and actually reinforce this wall unlike the other team. There we go, getting that reinforcement up a little smarter, although I have to say EVO did win that last round. So EVO though, LB taking down Sway early, that's a nice kill. Where did it even come from? This looks like he might have caught Sway trying to go for a peek out. Looks like Panda already pushing down on the security office side with Shane's help, so they can try and clear that out for the Montaigne push on the wall. They do have batteries, of course, but there is no Thatcher, so they're going to have to attack it from below if they want to get any in there. Where's Viper to do that? He's over on the window, the AC window. Shane, in the meantime, trying to help push the doorway at the very least. They've not successfully needed out this barbed wire. They're just blinding. Looks like Minty's blinded inside the office, where it doesn't do a whole lot anyways. So he's watching easily through that window. Not opening it just yet. He's looking straight at Panda's face. The awkward moment, but he gets shot from the side. Nice angle by Viper. And that is how you counter someone just hanging out at that window. Nice wall bang there. Not sure if he was just even opening up the wall or purposely shot him. And Euphoria runs out for the trade as LB nades himself. Feels bad. Maybe we're just cooking it a bit too long. It's unfortunate. I guess it teleported back. Bummer about the nade, self-nade there. LB, that's something that doesn't happen often. It had happened in the previous seasons, but it's unfortunate as it is now a 3v3 for the defenders and the attackers. So minute 13 left. Plenty of time to make a push, but they are bringing a Glaz and a Montaigne. So not the strongest run-in attackers. They're definitely going to have to get a flank going here with Intox, who's the one carrying the diffuser. So he's working his way around on the north side, trying to find a way to get into the B site. Does need to make sure no one's around the corner here, and does see Raptor and Joseph. So he's left with Euphoria is the one left unspotted here. He's trying to rotate around to get this Montaigne. Nice. He could have had a wall bang through the wall there. Meantime, Panda gets taken down by Raptor. That's going to make this Montaigne kill that much easier. But he heard Intox coming through the door. Easy kill there, but he manages to whiff it. Intox just barely alive at this point, and the shots come down from Raptor for an easy win there. But Montaigne in the process. There we go, Shane getting that knife kill, not having to use his Magnum. It is now down to a Montaigne versus Euphoria here. Diffuser has not been planted, it's just chilling on the floor. Shane gonna walk over and try and pick it up. Nope, maybe he's just gonna walk his way in, hope for a Magnum kill. And here it comes. But the shots come down. Both guys not doing a great job. Shane, however, managing to land that Montaigne knife kill. It is now 4-3. All right, so one of the teams. So it looks like we are going to go to Chalet. I did the math wrong real quick there. I didn't see the update on the score. So that is a 5-3. Evolution winning map number 2. And Fade winning map number 1, which was Clubhouse. So we go to map number 3, Chalet, to decide which one of these guys is the winner. I'm still thinking Fade could bring it back. There we go. Get these guys to drop out and we can rehost EVO. Always having to be the ones to leave. Poor guys. But they do have to bring Intox back at the end, so it is no surprise there. They should be the ones to do that. Because you cannot hang out in a lobby without the bug. Some teams have players that just cannot be in a lobby for very long or they crash, which is an odd bug, but it does happen. And so the second match will be Lunatic versus Vision when this one ends. So we are going to map number 3, so Hard to say when this one will end, but we still have about an hour to the scheduled match for the second one, assuming this doesn't end early and then they're ready to play early. So make sure to stay tuned for that as well. That's going to be the winner's bracket match, so that's going to be the really crazy one in comparison here. So let's switch to Chalet. And we'll see when they get back in if they need to switch sides. Just get these invites back out. And then once these guys get back in, we will do a Chalet. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Slowly building up the numbers here as people are trickling in to see this fight. And then obviously I think a lot of people are planning to come for the Lunatic versus Vision fight, which should be quite good. This is play day number 4 of the Challenger League. This is, again, the Group B side. We did Group A and B the first 2 weeks. Then play day 3, we did the Group A, losers and winners bracket. This is Group B, losers and winners bracket. And then I'm honestly not sure what the schedule is for the week after that, but I will tweet out, who it will be ahead of time and things like that for everyone to have some idea what the matches will be. But there is still 7 weeks total, so there's 3 more weeks after this. Decide who's going to do what. So just waiting on these last 3 from EVO to get in. See if the sides are correct. I will take off the pluses and minuses. That's unnecessary here. Both teams now have a point on the board as well. So we'll just correct that. Honestly not sure whose choice it is at this point. See if they agree on a little rock, paper, scissors to decide whose choice it is of site. See which side they want to play. See, I forget the actual rule on who gets to decide sides on map 3. See if there's the rules on it. I don't recall the exact setup for that. Let's look it up real quick. See if I can find it here in terms of deciding sides. Usually it's based off seed for at least the initial ones, but if they want to stay on these sides, that's fine with me. Then I don't have to update. So I'm going to throw on the music real quick while we wait for these guys to get in, and then we'll get started on Chalet. Alright, here we go. Map number 3, Chalet. So we're ready to get cracking here. Managed to get him in. They did have to sub out Viper for Europa. Sadly, it sounds like Viper's CPU was having a complete meltdown. So, everyone throw up the Fs for Viper's poor CPU. So we are going to have, looks like, Fade starting on attack here against EVO. They're going to be playing downstairs first, oddly enough. Snowmobile Garage of all places. Definitely an odd starting point, as a lot of teams generally prefer Trophy Room. We are seeing Glaz, of course, as it's like almost pointless not to pick him, but no Montaigne, rather. I always like to point that out just because it's almost an exception rather than a rule. So we'll see here. Just waiting on Europa to finish loading here. Come on, Euro. I wonder if his CPU's having as much of a meltdown as Viper's. See what his ping's like here. I don't know if it's just, nope, it's 80. It's just, unfortunately his computer obviously is very slow. At least his hard drive is. Taking him forever to load up. Come on, buddy. Blaming LB's computer of all things. Oh, he's using LB's computer. It's sad. Must have borrowed his Macintosh. Come on. We're gonna have to sub him out. What is going on here with this CPU? Come on, guys. Alright, Euro finally loaded in here. So, we'll see how they set up the defense on this basement. Bringing a very old school lineup here again. They do have a Bandit for the batteries, but it looks like he might be sitting with barbed wire first. No meat or anything weird. But they did not bring a Thatcher, so they're not going to be able to open this if Bandit does his job here and gets his batteries down. Maybe not this wall as well, although they're obviously not going to put a battery on that wall with the ADS on there. Few's going to have to play upstairs. He's obviously going to be playing probably in fireplaces, generally where you see him, so. Interesting, opening up some of that particular wall. I'm not sure if he's going to open up a hole. Yeah, it looks like he's going to open up an entire walkway there, potentially, although he's having a lot of shotgun shells to do so. LB can actually be roaming up here as Rook of all things. He is potentially getting droned out though. That is at least one drone this season. It looks like he's just going to rotate back the site. Sway, rotate. No, I thought he was pushing in. Looks like Raptor actually the one to push in here. They're very aggressively taking this top floor. Pushing his way down very quickly right into LB's shots. Nicely done holding that hallway from them. And that is already Raptor down. That is definitely going to put a pig kink in any kind of attack here. Opening up hatches, opening up walls, any of that. That was definitely a mistake pushing in that aggressively. Not sure what Raptor was thinking there. Euphoria going to be pushing to take game room. Definitely approaching this in a very strange way. Minty taking down Joseph as well. What is going on with these guys? And there goes Sway thanks to Intox. This round is just falling apart. Looks like Minty going to try and Void actually goes try to take down LB. Does manage to pull it off, but then there's an easy trade from Euro. Subs in for an easy kill, and that's all down on Euphoria to find 5. Well, looks like it's going to be 4 as he takes down Intox. Poor Fade, already down to just Euphoria. Looks like he's going to have a little bit of trouble here, though. Fighting these 4 at almost full health end. There we go. D-Panda hiding in the little entryway to the dining room. Just waiting for that moment. It's not an easy contest against the Glass, but when you're that close with an SMG, not hard to miss the head. Or to hit the head. It's hard to miss it. So, Fade already losing around there, not going so great for them. But they, again, get off these slow starts. They weren't able to pull off the complete finish last map, but they were starting to get a bit of momentum. Hopefully that was not them losing almost all that momentum here. As we get started in Chalet. Now those who just joined us, they did win. Fade did win map number 1, which was Clubhouse. And Border went 5-3 to EVO. So now it is map number 3 to decide who is going to get double eliminated from Challenger League, as this is the losers bracket here. We're going to see who's getting it dropped out completely for next season. Before getting some camera set up here. After looks like he's playing very aggressive now. Of course, they're in trophy room, which is where they should be. But it didn't matter, I guess, for EVO. They did win the last round, no problem. Raptor setting up a lot of flexibility here on this, trying to guard the upstairs best he can. See if either of them are going to go for a peek here. Doing his heartbeat sensor, trying to catch anyone coming up on a rappel. Not sure what he's going to do with that information, but he does have the window set up for a jump out. Shane's drone, not sure if it caught him or not, but he is hoping to get some pre-fire there on Shane, potentially. However, Shane is not there for the pre-fire. He's just going to chuck another drone out as he was not repelled. And easily see the pulse there. In the meantime, though, LB trying to put some pressure on him. The wall bank's coming out. Could have actually done some damage there had he been able to hit at least one of those, but not quite. He's going to rotate around. He does see the hole here and catches Raptor. Nice clean kill there. Taking a bit of damage, down to about 40 himself, but just 30, maybe 30. That is one roamer down. It does help quite a bit. The grenade's starting to come out. Shane going to be here to open up the floor as well and throw some grenades down. Looking for some cameras, trying to make sure they're not getting spotted out. Does realize they're not, so he's going to open up the wall here, but he looks a little cautious about doing so. Trying to figure out the right angle here, adjusting himself. In the meantime, Joseph going to be looking for an angle up. Also worried about the kitchen window, though, in the meantime. Euphoria going to be rotating down through the basement. In the meantime, Sway catches one, and that is on the Panda. Taking down their Glaz. That's a nice, good kill early on. The way these guys are playing this map, though, is definitely wonky. Not what I would expect to see from the current meta in terms of how they're going to play it. But in the meantime, Euro's trying to find a nice angle there on Sway. Doesn't quite catch it, though. Sway at a better advantage here. Gets a nice shot on Intox, but Intox with the drop shot manages to clean him up. Down to about 40 health himself. Does catch that camera as well. He's going to be rotating down, trying to take control of Fireplace to go for dining room push. But Euphoria is waiting for it now that the drone may or may not catch him, but he's going to rotate back a little bit. Realizes he's going to get caught. Intox does catch him. Now he's got to rotate around to a different side. Intox coming around to try and get the kill. It is down to a 3v4. He's got to get this kill to be able to even it out. Looks like Intox actually dropping the diffuser to be able to play a little more aggressively here. Instead, he's going to rotate back up. In the meantime, Euro going to rotate up to reinforce him. Shane looks like he's actually dropped down. Nope. Just didn't display his health for whatever reason. LB low on health as well. They're trying to do a lot of work through these floors. They didn't bring a fuse like Fade guys did, but definitely trying to find something. Almost sees Joseph for a second there, but looks away just as he's right there. Intox does have the diffuser back, and he's going to start pushing for the dining room. An easy catch on Joseph in the back. For some reason, the game sound not working there. He catches Minty Milk as well, and it is all down to just Euphoria. So rotate back up and fight 4. Again, Fade not looking too strong here. Trying to decide which way to go around. The diffuser is going to get planted by Intox. He's hoping to catch Shane off guard. Shane, though, with a nice long angle. Good gun. And his easy kills, he doesn't see LB down there, holding an angle up through the hatch. There's another round on the board for Evolution. Started out strong 2 rounds in a row with nearly flawless victories. They were down to 4 teammates that time, but they had 5 last round. Fade just not working it out. We are going to see them go with that Glaz and Buck again. Maybe or maybe not see that fuse. There's the fuse. Now they know it's going to be kitchen trophy room this time, as the downstairs was 1. And I believe that's why they brought the fuse last time, not planning to use it against the basement. They were just not prepared for that wine cellar start, I think. And they definitely paid the price for it. So instead they are going to be fighting kitchen trophy room this time. So far Euphoria and Soy the only one to even get a kill. Intox doing a lot of work though for his team. He's going to be using a castle roll. We'll see where he sets up those. Already setting up one on the dining room for the kitchen. Just stopping that rush plants into there. I think that's a smart strategy. Although it does stop you from being able to see across to the other side if they need to shoot into the trophy room. However, they can tear that down pretty quickly or even impact data if they save it impact data. So not the most terrible idea. So get those reinforcements up as well. Not reinforced. Poor Pottery. Definitely taking that out so he can sit there if he needs to. Let's see where the attackers are going to come from here. We're hopefully going to be smart and tick Pride Rock here and try and look in through the kitchen window, which he is doing. He does see that crack in the window, though. That could be to throw a camera out, so he's not too worried about it yet. But the door being open is a little more worrying to him. We'll see if we've got anyone playing up here. We don't actually have anyone playing upstairs, which is usually a huge mistake for defending the site. We've got one all the way down in the basement, and then the rest of the 4 pretty much on site. So it is definitely going to be an easy take at the upstairs, and that's going to give Joseph what he needs. Assuming they drone it quickly and make sure it's good, then he's going to be able to get in there and do some nice fuse work. He is a little worried, though, about anyone pushing up on him. Hopefully Buck's going to come up here as well, but he's doing some droning in sight right now. One downstairs still. Euro hanging out all the way over on the stairwell. Nice angle upstairs, but he is going to be hitting a lot of those railings if he does that. So instead he's going to rotate down to Wine Cellar, which is where we see a lot of bandit vehicles play on the roam. In the meantime, though, Shane pretty low on health here in sight. Usually this is where you have like a Rook or someone with 3 armor hanging out in the trophy room. Instead it's Smoke. Shane here trying to hold an angle of some kind, but all the pressure is on him as he's got almost no health left. These charges coming down, not quite hitting anyone. He's got 1 left he's going to use in the office. Could catch Intox. Is Intox going to be there? Oh, he's all the way downstairs. Not going down. He's just holding an angle. A lot of them just playing all the way down. But Bandit Jaeger downstairs is not unusual at all. But Sway in the meantime getting away with this. Euphoria gets Panda. I'm surprised it wasn't Sway to get him shooting up through that floor like he was. He could potentially catch Shane as well if he knows where Shane's at and get his drone on him. But it is all Intox to rotate around on here, but he's not pushing it just yet. He needs to push on him when he knows he's safe. In the meantime, there's a lot of pressure on Trophy Room because he's not doing anything. Although there's only 50 seconds left, and that is Joseph getting taken down by LB on the castle here. He's still pretty full health. Nice long angle up through the hatch. Definitely paid off. Euphoria just holding the trophy window, hoping to catch someone. Just barely not in the way. Raptor takes down Intox, and Minty takes down LB. And it's looking bad for the defenders. Shane low in health, and Euro all the way downstairs. Still rotated up to the top floor. Going to come around from behind, though. They need to watch their back here. He's going to drop down right into there. Gives away his position, though, for an easy kill for Raptor. That's where he takes down Shane finally. And that is Fade's first round on the board. There's now a 2-1. Fade slowly coming back there with their 4 men still left alive. Joseph the only way getting taken down from that angle by the castle. So it is slowly looking like Fade's coming back here. So kitchen trophy room now for Fade. They're still trying to figure out what they're doing here. Looks like Euro managing to do a good job as the replacement for Viper. Good sub there. Nub pad obviously being a problem for P Panda.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Batteries in it while they definitely want to prevent any kind of push from that side. Again, a very old school lineup of defenders, nothing too nearly. They're reinforcing a lot of this though. Just opening up the one rotate there. No castle to castle this side like we saw from the other team. Although I guess in the end that didn't necessarily work out as they had too many people roaming. They're going to have two playing upstairs. Looks like nothing. We're rotating down this way. Maybe we're going to go for a peek here. Decides to rotate around instead. If anyone was going to go for a peek, it'd definitely be this guy. See what that Glass is doing. Looking for an angle. Again, always worried about that upstairs office, especially since he smacked the boards. It's definitely a good way to distract him. But this window being open could be a problem if they try and play in that master bedroom at all. Sway rotating back up. He's got to be careful, though, especially with that Glass around. You know, he's got to think about where that Glass could have an angle on him from. He's going to rotate all the way down instead. Intox holding the angle on the garage here. Worried about Euphoria in there, I guess. But the question is, did they just drone him out, or is he just being cautious? Some shots. It looks like they're still having trouble trying to figure out which way to go around. It would be nice to just have a Claymore down there, but instead it brought stuns. They are taking control of the top floor pretty fast, though. Now they're going to be able to start pushing through. They'll be opening up a lot of the floor, trying to find an angle down. See if Joseph can get an angle up on him, but he's not watching upstairs. They're late on getting that open. Now he's got to be a little worried about it. And that's going to give away Sledge's position, but he's moved away from it just in time. Joseph not ready to react to that quickly enough. Now they don't have a fuse, though, to start doing fuse down onto this room. So Glaz just trying to watch anyone trying to rotate around. Could catch Sway here. Sway, however, checking cameras just to make sure. And Panda does do quite a bit of damage on him, but doesn't finish the job. But in the meantime, LB takes down Joseph, who was just, again, not paying enough attention to that Sledge upstairs. Panda's still a little concentrated. Both of them switching over their cameras, though, trying to figure out where the other one is at. Tifta does catch Sway with that drone. Sway not knowing that that drone's there. He's going to rotate around. Not sure why Panda's still watching the same place, though, as he's clearly he's not going that direction. Minty Milk going to be playing in the dining room here. And Holdback not going to go for a fight of any kind. In the meantime, Shane still opening up the floor along with Sledge. Just tearing top of the floor. Raptor takes down Intox, though. And that is going to be nice for them. Euphoria rotating around to the stairs over here on the west lobby. Being very cautious about it, though. There is no one down there, but he doesn't know that. Sway still waiting to push up top, as he knows there is a Sledge and a Buck up there. He's just got to choose the right moment to get up there. Panda, though, still watching the same window as before. Just throwing grenades out. He's still wondering where Sway is at. Sway rotates up. Euro takes down Raptor as LB takes down Minty Milk. Shots come down right as he drops down the hatch. And he's going to get a nice kill there on the Panda. Nice shot from behind. Doesn't see the other one, though. He's all down to Euphoria, who is still rotated around behind him now. They don't know he's over here, though. They're expecting someone on site. But the shot's going to give away his position, though, and that's going to ruin his chance to make this happen if he can't get these kills. And the shots does land shots on the diffuser, though, right in just in time to win the round without having to find the last one. And that is going to be another round on the board for Fade with the good timing from Euphoria, who rotated around just in time to take those shots. So this is starting to go back in Fade's favor after losing the first two rounds and now winning 2 in a row. It does mean that next time they're going to have to go down to Snowmobile Garage, which is where EVO are going to choose to go now because they also won their upstairs. Now they won this first round very easily, but this time they're going to be the Fade guys are going to be prepared for the site, I think. It looks like they're actually setting up for it properly this time. Not going to bring the fuse. They're actually going to bring a Thatcher and a Thermite. So they are definitely adjusting a lot better for that.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
You have Euro for the battery. going to set up some batteries on this wall too, I assume. But obviously they can't set up the ADS on the same wall as the batteries. So hopefully Euro's going to get those down. He's got to get his barbed wire down first, though.
10 seconds to insertion.
A lot of them playing upstairs. We'll see if they stay up there or not.
Attackers recover the diffuser. Attackers must.
Looks like Shane is still getting some stuff set up. He's going to rotate back down. LB, however, is going to stay up here. He's going to have someone work out for him before. Tries to take a peek out the door on the west side, but does not work out. He's going to rotate back the site. We'll see. Now they have the Blackbeard. Try and work from the snowmobile if they want to do it, but he is a little bit better from going from the other side in terms of the car garage. See if they can push this car garage successfully here. They've got, for some reason they got Raptor here. It looks like they want to push from the wine cellar side with that thermite. Although the way that it should be going is he should be blowing open the snowmobile garage side first and then saving, because he doesn't need two usually over here, as he can either blow open the wine closet or blow open the wine wall from this garage side. He's doing a lot of joining for his team though. In the meantime, this Blackbeard looks like he's going to be working an angle from the office. Does get spotted out though by Shane in terms of at least his drone. Yeah, there is one rumor up here. Looks like Intox will be the one trying to find a flank here. Quickly caught off guard. Now the shot's going to give away his position. Intox waiting for just the right time. Now he doesn't have that pot smashed right next to him, so he can't hide right there. See, is Euphoria going to catch him? Euphoria giving away his position with the shield somehow still gets the drop on Intox with a nice clean headshot. And that is their Jaeger down. He's already done most of his job, but now that roam definitely not going to work for him. That is Thermite here, having done one wall at least, but needs a Thatcher to open up. Yeah, there we go. He's going to have to get this other wall here. Easy take. Shane going to be the one in that closet. Now going to be forced out of his position. He hears that. A little shuffle sound of the Thermite charge being placed there, but he's going to hold tight. Make it work. In the meantime, Sway takes down Panda. Is the C4 going to come out? No, he's just going to try and peek it. Doesn't quite hit it, but it's a nice trade back and forth between Joseph and Shane. LB trying to counter here. Minty pushes him. Now Euphoria pushing him with the Blackbeard shield, though. Shots come down on LB's feet. 3 speed, or 3 armor. And the impact nade not enough to push anyone back here. Pushes Sway in, and Sway takes down the last two onto Euro and LB. That's a nice clean win. Fade with the comeback here. Now a point ahead coming from 2 points behind. Nice push right into the room. I kind of doubted the push on that one side, but they really made it work eventually with the defenders really not being able to rotate around on them or get behind and not holding a solid defense there with any kind of smoke or anything like that, enough to keep them from getting in the room. Especially once they blew the wine closet as well. That definitely didn't work out. Although, I mean, at least they got a trade out of it. Euphoria with the troll pick for a second there on Tachanka. They are going to be playing the snowmobile garage now, and it looks like EVO are going to bring a fuse. Not sure that they realize they're going to have to be fighting downstairs because their setup does not seem like it. I mean, you don't bring a buck to attack the garage generally. I'm not sure what they are thinking with this lineup, but we'll see. They might have something in store. I mean, you can do a little bit of damage to the fireplace floor. Some angles down. It's not going to be easy to, I mean, because you have to take control of the top 2 floors and worry about the stairs and trying to hold fireplace. I mean, a fuse, okay, yeah, I can see fuse coming in here doing a little bit of work, but Buck has to kind of stand in there to do something, so just not feeling this lineup. Meantime, though, Raptor bringing a pulse could be useful, and having some idea where they're at. Not going to get a lot of C4 kills going from that unless they catch someone upstairs in that fireplace, though. They do have a bandit to be able to trick this wall. It looks like they're actually going to potentially, Vinci going to set up a, he does not going to set up one there. They have one on this wall, and looks like one on this wall. They're not going to actually reinforce that wall, but they want to be able to shoot through it if they need to. Either that or they just didn't have any reinforcements left. Now, is there going to be anyone to roam here? And I would expect Sway, but it looks like he's not roaming just yet. So hanging out in Euphoria, getting his batteries down? No? Ready to trick it if he needs to? They do not have a Thatcher, though. Again, not sure what this lineup is all about. It seems like they forgot that they weren't attacking Trophy again, because this lineup screams Trophy attack. I mean, except for Blackbeard, Vlad's not sure what that is for. I would almost always take a Glaz at the moment over a Blackbeard. Again, they look like they're just attacking the top floor here. So hopefully this works out for them. Otherwise, it's going to be match point for Fade against EVO here. Could be either 5-3 or 5-2. He is going for some angles down, so we'll see if that's going to work out. I like this actually, though. He didn't manage to open up the window, so maybe there's a little more to this strat than I knew. But doesn't matter as Raptor comes around from behind. Again, that's what I'm saying about the fireplace. It's unsafe to be hanging out there. Too many flake points. However, it does get traded at least by Intox, so that was a nice trade, but they did lose some of their attacking power already, and that was worth it, I think, for him, taking down some of their attack for the garage. Intox is going to rotate down now. He's still a little worried about flex as well, and then they're bringing the Blackbeard down on this side. He's trying to counter it. He's going to rotate back. Playing these 3 speeds in here gives him some flexibility, but he's starting to go. Shane does expose him a bit. Takes a little bit of damage on Sway. Sway a little ready for as well. Huge charges coming down. Does take Jaeger down pretty low. Sway having to worry a little bit more about his positioning. Now they're taking control of him. They are taking advantage of those fuse charges. So it is working out a little bit in their favor as the defenders are not roaming heavily enough now that they lost their 1 roamer pulse upstairs. A lot of hatches open as well here. Shots coming down. Lob this wall into the closet room here. In the meantime, Sway takes down Intox though. He's on a little bit of a roll. He did roam all the way up. And I don't think they're prepared for it just yet. It looks like Euro's waiting for it. Joseph takes down B Panda with that smoke. And is again looking in Fade's favor here. He's down to 2 attackers versus 4 defenders, and one of them still freely roaming. It's looking good for them. Euro in the meantime coming out of bar here. This is where he's still got to worry about Sway. Sway also worried about a flank here. Euro could catch him right now, but he's not looking in the right direction. Easy kill for Sway. It's all down to just Shane here, who's taken down by Euphoria. And that is another win on the board for Fade, now making a match point 4-2. Now, both teams have won a map, so this could be the end here for EVO if they can't win one of the next 2 rounds. Or both the next 2 rounds, rather. Fade looking pretty strong. Could see the end of EVO in terms of them playing in Challenger League because they will get dropped out. This is double elimination. This is the losers bracket, so Sway doing a lot of work for his team there, carrying them practically. Minty still not dropping donuts, but this breadstick. Poor Minty. Needs to step it up a little bit, buddy. Joseph as well, playing a little bit of utility operators though. It's not as big a deal, but Minty just Bandit not getting the kills he needs to. LB and Intox doing a lot of work for their team. B Panda and Shane just not feeling it as well, whether it be Blackbeard or Glaz. Now we are going to trophy room again for EVO. Attackers not bringing an attack setup. I mean, their attack setup again looks like it's for Garage. Both teams not seeming like they're bringing setups traditionally associated with these sites. It didn't quite work out for EVO with that last setup, so I'm not sure how this is going to work out for Fade. However, they still could use this setup. I mean, it's not horrible, but like a Thermite and a Thatcher, you really expect more for an attack on the Garage. So we'll see what they're going to do with that. Maybe they thought because EVO started down in the basement that they would prefer to play there again? Not quite sure. LB gonna, I imagine, castle up some of this. It may have already castled up the kitchen. He's gonna castle this up as well. There we go. Double castle. Oh, he's going to slow down any push from dining, which is almost always where it inevitably becomes. So rarely anyone actually pushing in through this window anymore, as this setup usually makes that very difficult to do. Looks like they're already droning pretty heavily, though, into that site. Raptors setting up with Minty Milk's help to try and take the upstairs. Looks like they're just going to Thermite this open. Not sure where you'd bring a Thermite instead of a Habana, though. For no hatches are going to be a big deal, and Habana has to as well as being 3-speed. No one going to C4 him, though. Shane could. See if Shane can go for it. Got to get ready for that C4. Just need the right spot. Now he knows that he's going to be going for this hatch. This is where he needs to do it. And he's going to catch the Thermite. Nope, he manages to do it just late. Faster on that. Now that hatch is open. He did get down in the process, though, so I guess there's that, but it's not going to do a whole lot. Blackbeard will catch something. He should be watching that window, if anything, knowing that that C4 went off from the kitchen. Could potentially get a kill on there, but he's not bothering with it just yet. There we go. Are you going to go for it? Nope, he's going to be droning instead. He's got to get up on this window. He's going to push around to the balcony, it looks like over here, to get some shots down in through the window into the fireplace. There we go. Joseph, in the meantime, actually going to do the sledging from below that you can do. Bring the buck. This is a risky strategy, though, because it exposes your head pretty close. Could go for a grenade cook here. That's going to be interesting. Trying to catch Panda, who's just standing right there. In the panic throw from Joseph. He nearly nades himself. He's not ready for Panda, but Panda finally ready for him this time. Actually drops down through the hatch for a nice kill. Good flank there, and that is why you usually don't use sledge for that. That's why you're going to use buck. Here's the risk there from standing on top of that car. I like the creativity, but in the end, didn't really matter. But now Panda going to rotate outside, come around for this flank here potentially. Nice kill there. LB takes down 2 in the meantime. EVO making a comeback here. The last man left on Fade is Euphoria on this Blackbeard, who's about to get hit from behind. And there's Intox. Not sure he hasn't gotten that kill yet. There we go. Somehow didn't land it. Intox taking a bit of time there, but a nice clean kill from him once he finally can land the shots for a 5v0 to make it 4-3. Still, though, they have to win this next round or they are completely out. So it is on Fade to try and lock this out here by winning this next round. So it's back to kitchen trophy room. EVO bringing that glass, which is good because it didn't work out as great with the Blackbeard, obviously. They're bringing a little bit of a better lineup here. See, they are bringing the fuse. Okay, this is a good lineup this time for attacking downstairs. Glad they finally figured that. Again, both teams, when they bring the bad lineup, you saw what happened. They lost both those rounds, so your operator lineup needs to be appropriate for the site, or you see what happens.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Glad to see a lot more viewers tuning in. We will probably have the LGK versus Vision match soon, which is, I imagine, what a lot of people are tuning in for. They are getting ready to ban their maps and things like that to get ready for that matchup. This is the 3rd map of this match, so we will end this soon either way. Could get overtime, though, if EVO can win this next round. If not, Fade are going to take home the W for today with a 2-1. Well, it's going to be 2-1 either way, but the question is who's going to be winning. Are we going to have some roamers now? Sway obviously going to be playing his Jaeger upstairs here. I imagine we will see a roam from him. No big surprise there. I've been doing that a lot, but the question is where is he going to peek out from if he peeks? Go for the office. He's done a lot of breaking the window in the office to try and either distract them or get set up for a peek later on. Looks like he's still not sure where he wants to peek from. He's very spastic. Maybe he should go play for Brazil, the way he moves around. Looking to see what he can do over here. He's got some spastic lean keys, that's for sure. I'm going to have to ask him what his control setup is out of curiosity. Now, we got Buck here opening up a nice angle from the entryway so he doesn't have to go all the way in. Wants the safety of the undestructible floor. And then this is, of course, this typical angle down here onto the stairwell. Something that's been in the meta for quite a while. Angle as tight as he can. And where is Sway going to be? He's actually all the way down in the basement, trying to make his way around. And we do have Bandit roaming. He's on cameras for the moment. Not quite catching anyone off guard. Intox doing his thing up here. Trying to open up half to get rid of him. Push his way down. LB destroying still more of the floor here. Really countering him though. Not sure why Euphoria isn't C4ing him from below. But he is getting a lot of intel from these cameras. Let's see where everyone's at. Still playing this roam game instead, actually. Sway also doing the same thing, using the cameras to try and figure out where they're at. Euphoria, we saw him like a great flank before, rotating around, and it became critical for his team winning that round. So he is definitely playing that. This is not a spot you would typically find someone roaming. So I do think it's a good idea because I don't think drones are going to check it anytime soon. As they're more concerned with taking the top floor at the moment. Panda, though, holding his angle here, waiting for someone to rotate from the game room. He's definitely worried about this game room bar. No one, though, just yet. Doesn't have a drone in the right position. They are looking at Minty. Sway and Euphoria still holding their rotates. Now there's a minute left, though. The attackers are going to be pushing soon, and that's when the roamers are hopefully going to come out and make their attack happen because they are waiting for that moment. But Sway, with that, just about gets traded by Intox. takes him down, and that is going to be a nice kill. Now he got most of his hatches open and everything though, so that's not going to make a whole lot of difference, but Euphoria not getting much. Shane takes down Joseph in the meantime though, and that is their smoke down. Panda is doing his thing. Minty does take down one. Panda's looking to try and trade someone. But LB is gone. There's going to be less shots from above, but he knows Sway's down here. The shots come down. Sway's trapped here. Drop shot doesn't work as he takes him down. Shane takes down Minty Milk. It's starting to look like we might see overtime here as it is. Euphoria takes down one. Panda, though, to trade it. It is now a 1v2. This Raptor's the last one to try and hold site here. Now 15 seconds left. All he's got to do is stop them from getting the diffuser in here. Panda picks up the diffuser, starts to push him with Shane. Smokes are coming out. Now Glaz is going to have the advantage to the smoke, and he does take advantage of it as he kills Raptor. I think that was a 3 or 4K for Panda that round. He didn't even lose half health yet. So we are going to see that 4-4 overtime. So nicely done, Panda, managing to pick that up. Probably not smart of Raptor to peek that, though, knowing that that smoke was out. He needs to just clutch that and wait for the plant in the kitchen, which was eventually going to come down. So, back to Snowmobile Garage here. It is on EVO to try and defend this. We are in overtime, so now 2 rounds have to be won here before someone's going to take home the W. Shane with a bit of a high ping, as well as Euphoria. They must be from California as well, probably, or somewhere on the West Coast. LB definitely done a lot of work for Team Shane, and Euro not doing as much, but still doing plenty. Sway, though. Whew. 10, the double digits for his team. The rest of the team's going to have to try and catch up to that. And opening a lot of this wall as we saw him do before. His reinforcements up this wine closet. We saw what happened before when they opened this up, and it looks like they're bringing the same lineup for the same attack. So we will see them probably go into this garage. You see him with the drone already there. I mean, I imagine they're just going to push in from this side and not try and do anything crazy or different. Now they got the Thatcher, and we saw that work out last time in opening this wall up as well as this wall. But if Evolution are a little more prepared for that strat this time, it may not work quite as well. Attacks are coming out from this side. I mean, the strat worked pretty good before, but we'll see if LB has anything to do about it. He's going to hide carefully down here. He still has an impact grenade left if he needs one. Not going to get a lot of use out of it, though. He's waiting for someone. I wonder if he pre-opened that or if they opened it, but Euphoria watching it as well. A little cautious of it. Rotate around. He's a little suspicious of someone in the fireplace room, and that is going to be LB pushing up closer and closer. Just waiting for an opportunity to do something. Still not even wanting to turn his back on it for a second. Before you're going to catch him with the drone here. Does have a drone to peek him. Not playing it smart, trying to keep his drone alive so he has something, some kind of intel in the fireplace. LB, though, in the meantime, has rotated back down, and Panda takes down Raptor. That is their thermite down. That is a critical blow to their attack strat. Meantime, the smoke almost dead as well, and he's holding back the diffuser, trying to keep it hostage here with that smoke in this room. Minty Milk gonna have to try and get in there to do something about that. He knows where Panda's at now. He can go for the pre-fire, but he's got to try and make it work. Now, he could come around from the garage doors themselves. He's gonna have to recheck that drone before he starts to pre-fire through the garage door, which it looks like is what he's trying to do here. With a long rotate around, not giving Panda any extra information. He could even maybe shoot him through the drone hole if he could get a long enough angle. Peek him once again, but Panda sees the drone there. Now the pre-fire is going to come out through the wall. Unfortunately, giving away the position there. The pre-fire attempt is nice, and there we go. He finishes the job, so they can get that diffuser back. Just trying to push around, does take down LB. That's a nice kill. Starting to make this push in. Losing that thermite was definitely a big blow, while they are starting to get their kills down as well, and they have the man advantage at a 4-3, minute 5 left. Not sure they see Euro, but they definitely see Shane there in the closet. Doing a lot of droning. 2-man droning this room here. Euro gives away his position by standing up at the last second. Now they have some idea how to attack this room. They've got enough intel on it. Looks like Euphoria trying to watch an angle. Let's see, do they have anyone on the room here? Looks like Intox way upstairs here. He's going to have to rotate back the site. Not in the right position at the right time, but they are not aware of him at all. They only know where the other two are downstairs. So as he rotates around here. Now he gets caught, though. Euro takes down Joseph. It is now a 2v3 as Euphoria takes down Euro. Still, Intox trying to find a way around here. It's all down to Shane in here to try and stop this plant. He is going to be doing so, though, right onto Minty, but doesn't finish the job. Minty comes around faster than him, but gets traded by Intox, who manages to make that long clutch that he needed. They've got to make this plant, though. If Intox can stop this, then it is down for them. Jumps down right into sway shots. The fuser gets planted, but doesn't matter. Intox kills him mid the end of the plant there. And that is another round on the board for EVO, making it 5-4. Now all they've got to do is win one more round here, and they take it home. But Fade probably not going to let that happen. We're probably going to see this go to 6-5 for one of these teams. It's hard to say, though. Depends on the lineup they bring to attack this trophy room. It's definitely been a good back-and-forth fight for this final map here, with EVO starting out strong, then Fade coming back strong, and then EVO making their comeback as well, as we get more of a tit-for-tat now towards the end. And both teams have kind of figured out what they're doing right and wrong, but neither of them really being able to hold a steady lead. They've still got a lot of kills coming out from Sway now. If the rest of Fade can pick it up, they can easily take this round, but EVO have been really kind of figuring out their shots, getting a lot of kills down, especially when Panda's on that glass and actually making it work, which he'd been struggling with earlier in the day. These defenses set up quickly here. Not bringing anyone too crazy, but we'll see if this pulse actually matters. Last time, Raptor had a nice roam with that pulse and managed to get him, or at least get one before getting taken down himself. So we'll see if he can do the same thing again. Hopefully he can take down the fuse or the Galaz, as taking down the other operator is not going to be as critical. Although, taking down Intox would be good as well. He's been a pretty strong player for EVO. Joseph setting up a way for him to throw the smoke grenades over top of that wall if he needs to. And that is why they didn't reinforce it, so he can chuck those over if they try and go for a plant on the green garbage can or anywhere on this garage side, which is a good strategy when you have the glass. Now, the problem is, because they have the glass, if they open this, they have an easy way to shoot him through the wall. They've got to do is open a few holes in the wall, throw some smokes, and then just shoot anyone watching through that. Now, of course, they have at least a little bit of defense, and that's why you have the deployable shield right there to protect his legs. So that is smart in having that backup against that glass. But it's still going to be hard, because if he can see any of the yellow on you, it's going to be an easy kill for him. Now I've got Intox going to make sure potentially that the garage is clear and then rotate out. They're going to try and take control of this top floor. Meantime, though, Raptor's going to be up there to try and do something about it. Shots come down on him, though, through the door, and he takes a bit of damage as he rotates down right into another drone. But they're not ready to follow this up just yet, so he has the ability to get away here. Still, though, trying to hold his roam. Now, he could have a C4 kill up here if he wanted to. This is where he should be taking advantage of it. Now, he's worried about the drone, and rightly so. Doesn't quite hit it. It looked like he just barely whiffed those shots on that, just dancing around it. So he's going to rotate around again. Just trying to stay as hidden as he can. Sway also doing the same thing here. Both of them trying to stop this push from the top floor as much as possible. Raptor going to take advantage of this, fading back right as he kills Shane, though. And that is the fuse down. As I said, that would be a good kill. And then he does get traded by Intox. So it's not a big surprise. Looking for anyone else before he opens this hatch here. Intox rotating around. Could get caught off guard here if one of those roamers comes back up. Sway, and they're just holding back a bit on sight. So some of the wall gets opened up. Nice angle. I like what he's doing here, taking advantage of that, but doesn't quite find anyone just yet. Now the push is starting to come down towards these stairs here. Catch someone off guard. They are nading it, though, so he's going to have to push from a different angle. They'll be opening up a lot more of the floor here. Find an angle down. The Panda looking for anyone trying to come up the stairs for a flank. Hero also looking for a flank. And Intox taking out those batteries. Not that the batteries matter too much here, but I like that they're actually finding a nice angle down onto those. The shots come down from EVO onto Minty. That'll be doing some good damage. Intox taking down another one. It is starting to look like EVO are going to close this out and go home with the W today. But there is two left. Euphoria and Joseph both have full health, and they are waiting for a drop here. Could come down, but the drones come down instead. That's going to give away his position, and that's exactly what they needed to do to make sure that they weren't going to be dropping into chaos. One drop comes down. LB managing to land his shot through the wall. He's going to close this out here with Euphoria being the last man to die for his team. And that is GG. Evolution going from not so strong play to very strong play to finish it out with a 6-4. Nicely done from that team. Evolution going to be kicking Fade out of the Challenger League. Now they fade away into the night as Evolution evolves forward potentially fight someone from the winner's bracket, although I'm not exactly sure how that works, as it is probably the most confusing bracket I've ever seen. LB and Intox, though, both on the double digits, definitely carrying their team. Once LB got his headphones on straight, Intox picking it up as well, so nicely done. Now it is going to be onto Vision versus Lunatic. We're just going to take a quick 5-minute break here while we get a chance to get those guys in. Give me a chance to rest my voice for a second while we wait for them to get in. So make sure to stick around, and we will have Lunatic versus Vision shortly. They should already be done with their map banning, so shouldn't take too long. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we will be on to that match soon.